it's Jessica and welcome back to my channel. Today I did a very soft glam, very beautiful feminine kind of look. So if you want to learn how to get this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so today the first thing we're going to do is start with the eyes. We're just going to keep it really soft and natural today. So I'm just going to start with this Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette. Let's do the lightest one to start right here. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that, and I'm using like a really long hair fluffy brush, and I'm just going to start this in the outer corner. So with my eye shape, I feel like you just kind of have to figure out what kind of eyeshadow shape that fits your eye, but for mine, because I have kind of hooded lids a little bit, so I like to bring my shadow higher up out here to kind of lift the eye up, and I like to bring it up towards the brow so it's kind of going like this, instead of people who don't have hooded lids can kind of round it out like this, but since I do, I like to kind of just go like this in this motion to keep it high in the inner part of the eye. So don't bring it too far down in the inner part of the eye. And just blend it upwards towards the tail of the brow, because this is your transition shade, so you want it to come the highest out of any of the shades. So first I just place the brush in the outer corner, swirl it around, and then once the color is kind of put down and blended around, then I'll kind of sweep it in to the bottom of the brow right there. And you can just build that up to the intensity that you like it and to where that they match. So I feel like that shade wasn't really as light as I had like hoped it would be, so I'm gonna go in with like a light pinky color. So it's just like a light pink color, and I'm just gonna kind of sweep that over the top of that just to kind of like tone it down, because I didn't realize that shade doesn't look very dark in the pan, but once you start putting it on, it kind of was. So I'm just gonna kind of brush it all over. Next, we're gonna take a shorter, more dense brush. You see the difference in the two. So one's longer and more fluffy, and this one's shorter and denser. So you wanna pick something a little bit more dense, and we're gonna just pack on the tiniest little bit of brown shadow. So I'm just gonna go to the next one, right in the outer corner at the lash line. And then sometimes to really get that that color low down in that outer corner right there, I'll take like a really tiny little blending brush, just pick up a little bit of that color and just kind of like press it right there. And then go back with the fluffier brush that we first started with and blend over that. And then I'll even go back with the longer one and just pick up a really neutral shade, one of the first ones that we used, and just kind of brush over that. Okay, so once we have that like a little bit of darker color on the outer corner, I'm just gonna take a black eyeshadow, and I'm gonna take this little tiny angled brush, and we're going to press it on the outer corner, because I like to kind of like lift the outer corner of my eye a little bit and then keep the inside more, you know, nude, or put your sparkly shimmery color there or whatever, but I like to keep the outer corner darker and the inner corner lighter, because it just helps to open up that part of my eyes. Okay, then I'll go back with that really teeny tiny little brush and just ever so lightly, very lightly, just kind of brush over that. This is a Monica Dar eyeshadow, and it's in the shade Fantasy. So I'm actually just going to take this on my finger and just press it on the inner corner So see how like me keeping this darker shade a little higher allows me to bring the lighter shimmer shade up a little bit to kind of open up my eyes. Go in with the Lash Paradise. Okay, so I just put on some like little half lashes and we're gonna move on to this skin. So first thing I'm gonna do is prime my skin. I love the Benefit Professional. It looks like that. It's just so amazing. It just fills in your pores and it'll make your skin look so smooth. So just take a little bitty bit of that and put it right here where your pores are typically the largest, and on your nose. And it just makes your skin look so smooth and like it has no pores whatsoever. So then we're going to go in with one of my favorite drugstore foundations. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. And I use the shade 220. And I use the Morphe M439 foundation brush. Just pick up a little bit of that and just buff it all over the face. And don't forget to bring it down your neck, because you always want your face and your neck to match your body. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and this is in the shade 10. And we're only going to do a little, because we're trying to keep this really natural, kinda. Kinda natural. We want to be glam, but we don't want to be like, we still want to look like, you know, an angel. This is the Morphe E8. Do like a lot, like I don't draw huge triangles underneath my eyes. I just do like a little dot or little swipe, and then I blend it in the triangular, you know, shape underneath your eyes like this, because I don't like to, I don't know, I don't like to have a lot underneath the eyes. I feel like, you know, you can always add more. I don't like to like look cakey. So I just, and like same with my forehead, like my forehead can get kind of oily, so I just like to do as little amount as I can just to highlight this area to make it all match the face, but not like put too much. While we're doing Maybelline Fit Me everything, why don't we just use the loose powder? I wasn't planning to, but I just thought, why not? So this is the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. This is in the shade Light. So this isn't really like the Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's not really like, I mean, it is like that, but it does have like a light, you know, it's not completely translucent. It does have like a little bit of a lightness to it that doesn't completely go away. So I always just like to use just a little bitty bit, or else, because it's in the shade Light or Fair. What is it? Fair. So it's pretty light, especially if you're kind of tan, which I'm not super tan, but we're just gonna set that concealer. But it's a good powder. I really like it. But it's just not completely translucent. So, and this brush that I'm using is the Morphe M438. It's like a little tapered brush like this. It's really good for setting your under eyes. So just gonna like, I'm not gonna bake or anything. I'm just gonna press it and just set that, you know. So for bronzer, I'm gonna use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer. It looks like this. I hope I'm not too fair for this, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna use my Morphe R2 bronzer brush. I have a hair tickling me. Okay, so let's see if we're too fair for this. Hopefully not. I think the last time I used it was like when I was super tan, so I was like worried for a minute. I love a bronzy forehead. I love it. I just love to be bronze in general. Like, hello, I can't wait for summer. Please stop me. Someone stop me. Again, I'm gonna go in with this Pixie Chloe Morello palette. I love this palette, you guys. Like I said before in my last video, it's so versatile, and it's because like you have these three right here, and I used these for my eyebrows today. Like I used the medium brown and the lighter brown, and then like sometimes I use the black for like smudgy liner situation, and then these are all like beautiful highlight shades, or you can use them as eyeshadows, you know, inner corner highlight, whatever, or highlight. And then it has these three awesome blushes. I don't know, I just love it. Like really nice. So I'm gonna again go in with my two favorite shades, the top two, Promise and Bouquet is the top two, and the third one is called Romance. And it's really pretty too, it's just a little bit darker. But today I just wanna be light, rosy, and pretty and girly. So I'm just gonna buff that all around. Whoa! And they have a nice, beautiful sheen to them, like a little bit of shimmer. Not really like, I wouldn't even say shimmer. It's just like a sheen, like a highlight, like a beautiful highlight would. And it just, oh my God, it just makes your cheeks look so angelic. Speaking of angelic, Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light, okay? I told you I got this for my wedding day because I heard it's just beautiful for brides, makes you look like you're glowing from the inside out, you know. And I didn't know if I would love it, and so I just got a little mini just to try it, you know, to have on my wedding day. And it's like I fell in love with it, and I love it so much. It really does look like you're glowing from the inside out, like perfect for a bride. And if you go too hard with your blush, you can just kind of like sweep this over it and it'll be fine. Mary Luminizer by The Balm. So I have a little mini, but I mean it's Mary Luminizer by The Balm. I got it in my Ipsy Glam bag, which I love Ipsy. I have had my subscription to Ipsy for probably like 5 or 6 years. I love it because it's like, you know, you get little, they might be sample sizes and stuff, but I mean, you get like samples and you can try it out to see like if you really like it, and maybe you want to go get the full size. Like the primer that I use, I got the mini one first from Ipsy, and I like tried it and I was like, oh my God, I love this, and I went and got the bigger one. Same thing with this like It Cosmetics CC cream. I never thought that I would like a CC cream, and I tried this and it's like I need to go get the big one because I love it so much. That's why I love my Ipsy Glam bag, and you get good little eyeshadows and things like that. So I'm also just gonna put that on my inner corner as well, because this highlight is a really good kind of vanilla. It's not too golden or anything like that. It's just a very vanilla shade. It's perfect. I think it's perfect. So I like to use that if I'm not trying to go like super bronzy or whatever, and I just want a good highlight. I mean, look at it. Hello. For a lower lash line, I'm gonna take this brush that I always use, the M506. It's a really tiny little blending brush, and it's so good. Okay, it's like my favorite brush for anything, you know. So let's just go back with like one of these little browns that we used in the beginning, just like this first one. Just put that down there first. And actually, I'm just gonna keep this kind of like right here on the outer corner, because I kind of like how bright and light that inner corner is and just how dark the outer corner is. So I'm really just gonna kind of keep it right here and like buff it down. And a lot of times, like with figuring out what eyeshadow shape that like looks good on you, you kind of just have to play with it and try it, you know, sit down and just play. And you know, like personally me, I like a more rounded eyeshadow for my eyes versus like a, you know, angled cat kind of eye. So I typically like to kind of round my shadow around my eye, you know, like this number. I think I am just going to stamp just a tiny little bit of black. I love this little angled brush. It's technically an eyebrow brush. It's what I use on my eyebrows today, along with that powder. And it's from Milani. but the little bristles are so good and precise. I like it. Ever so lightly, just smoke that out. Can't help but drop your mouth open to the ground. Oh, said every woman ever. Okay, so then I think I want to brighten up that inner corner. I'm gonna just take like this little flat brush. No, that one's too big. Which one? Just take this little, any kind of small little brush, and I'm gonna take this shade right here, this like third one. It's just kind of a whitish vanilla highlighting, brightening little shade, and just put that right here on the lower, but like on that first third of the eye that we kind of left blank to keep it nice and bright. And maybe even up above too, to kind of open up that eye like that. Yes. Yes. We forgot brow bone highlight. So we're gonna go back with the Mary Luminizer and just a little flat brush like this guy. It's just synthetic, and this is a Sephora, oh no, Ulta eyeshadow number 2, little tiny flat brush. I have the bigger one too, right here. So this one's just really teeny tiny, and this one's just bigger. I use this to pack on color a lot too. This is the eyeshadow number 1 from Ulta. So probably once I run out of like this little mini, I'll have to go get the big one, because like Ipsy did it to me again and made me want to go buy the big one. How do they do that? Okay, so I said before, my lower lash mascara is my favorite one. This is it. The Maybelline, the Falsies Push Up Angel. That's what it looks like. And the reason why I love it so much is this little bitty teeny tiny wand. Like, look at that. It's so tiny. It's like a little comb for your lower lashes, and it just separates them, lengthens them so good. So let's put that on. I just love looks like this, like eyeshadow looks like this, like no matter what color you use. I just love kind of contouring and highlighting the eyes, you know? Like so much lightness on the inner corner, darkness on the outer. I just love, like this is like one of my favorite go-to things to do. So for lips, what do I want to do? I don't know what kind of lip. This is the Huda Beauty lip contour in the shade Trophy Wife. Yes! I think I just want to use my Maybelline lipstick again. It's the matte lipstick in the shade 650 Nude Embrace. Like, I just love this one. It's like my go-to, so. NYX Butter Gloss in the shade 13. My favorite number. So I'm out of my Morphe Previn set, and I know it's like a really sad day, so I've resorted to this Kokie Set and Forget, which it's a good setting spray, but I just my Morphe one so much. So let's just set our face. See what I mean? I'm like soaking wet now. I'm soaking wet now. It's so dramatic. I need to go to Ulta. I don't have any shoulder highlight on. What a sin. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!